All right, you have set up your first aquarium. You did this because you're hoping that it could be something that could help you out with your mental health. And I happen to agree that it can. Oh, I agree that an aquarium can be very helpful for your mental health. And in the first few videos, we've talked about the most important decisions that need to be made when setting up that first aquarium or your fifth aquarium. We've talked about the equipment to run that aquarium. Then Lisa walked you through the process of setting up a beautiful aquascape on easy mode. Now everything's good, right? We're all set. We got it running. Life is good. Watch all of our mental health issues go away. Well, not so fast, because there are some things that are guaranteed to happen in the first couple of months of your fish keeping journey. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And apparently I'm going to have some help. Yeah, let's start a rescue and have 12 cats. You're a really sweet cat and you're cute, rubbing your face on everything. But I really need you to go away. Seriously. Every time you walk by, I get hair stuck in my beard. And I don't appreciate your butt in my face. No, no, go. I love you. You're sweet. Go away. You're adorable. I love you. Just don't be over here. I'm going to start itching all over the place. First things first, watch this video right here. It is quite possibly the most important video a new fish keeper could watch. And you know what? Even if you're a veteran, you might be able to learn a couple of things from that. I worked very hard on that video and I'm very proud of it. A lot of people have said that it's helped them out a lot. So check that out. Push pause on this one. Check that one out and then come back and see us. And we'll talk about some other things that are going to happen as your aquarium comes to life, if you will. Okay? All right, Carl, while they're gone, how have you been? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Come on, what is it?
There's been a couple people in the comments that don't think I should be in the videos anymore.
Come on, dude. Those are children sitting in their basements wearing Power Rangers jammies, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches between anime episodes.
I know, but
What?
I can't say what I want to say because you'll get in trouble.
I don't care.
Josie Lewis Cologne 4640 and Slinky Surfer, you two can take your opinions about me and lay them neatly on the surface of my litter box.
Ew. Why?
So I can drop a loose one on them after eating wet food with shrimp in it. You told me to say it. Alright, anyway, you should tell them about the new videos we're doing.
You're absolutely right. Thank you. I gotta be honest, it's kind of weird talking about that and then talking about this, but hey, at this point, I'll do anything I can do to change the subject. Wet food with shrimp in it? Hey, in all seriousness, Lisa and I are going to be completely changing the direction of this channel. We're working on it right now as we speak, and we need your help with it. Do you know anyone that could use our help with their aquariums? Maybe there's somebody that just got done with an illness or an injury. Maybe there was some kind of catastrophe. Maybe they're a veteran or a first responder that being introduced to this hobby would help them out with dealing with their trauma. Well, Lisa and I want to go to these people and help them out. I did a video all about this. I will post it down in the pinned comment below, just below the like button if you want to check that out. The only thing that's different between that video and present day is we've created a new email address specifically for this series. The response that we got to that video was absolutely overwhelming. And I said, you know what? We need to separate all of this from our other emails. So the new email address is kgboxesofwater@gmail.com. That name might seem funny to you, but it's not funny to me because that is what we've named this series, Boxes of Water. If you know anyone that could use our help with their aquariums, or that you think being introduced to aquariums could help them out in their situation, let us know at that email address. And you never know, we might go out to help them out. And I promise if we do, you will get the credit for bringing them to our attention.
They're back.
Okay, you're back. Perfect. You watched that video and now you're up to speed on how the aquarium cycle works, right? We're all on the same page now? Good. Obviously, the nitrogen cycle is the biggest obstacle that new fish keepers struggle with, but it's not the only thing that's going to happen in the beginning. There's 3 more things that are almost inevitable in every new aquarium. The first one is that dreaded diatom algae. This is the brown algae that grows on the glass, decorations, and, well, everything else. It's super easy to clean off, but a couple days later, you'll be like, wait, it doesn't even look like I cleaned it at all. So here's the deal. We could talk all about the science behind diatoms, like it's caused by silicate in tap water and there isn't any other organisms that'll outcompete the diatoms, but to be honest, it's a complete waste of time. If diatoms happen, which they most likely will, there isn't anything you could have done that would have stopped it. What you need to know is if you start to find brown algae in your aquarium after it's been running for a few weeks, don't panic and start ripping everything apart and start over. If you do, you're not taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. It's more like 1 step forward and 63 steps back. Just do what I do. Wipe it off as good as you can. Wait a few days. It'll come back. Wipe it off again. Repeat this process over and over and over again until the aquarium balances out and it goes away. And it will balance out and go away. I promise. One of the things you're probably going to want to do is run out and grab a fish to take care of this algae. To be honest, I don't hate this idea, but here's the thing. Your aquarium's coming to life. Adding more and more fish to the equation can actually have a negative impact, so your best bet is to just let it happen. Yeah, it sucks. Diatoms look like diarrhea all over the tank, but it'll go away pretty quick. Just be patient and let nature do its thing. The next very common thing that can happen in new aquariums is something that's super frustrating and looks really bad, but a lot of new fish keepers make a critical error when they see this, and that's plants melting. I have a perfect analogy for this. When Lisa and I added some plants around our pond early this summer, one of them dropped every single one of its leaves and looked absolutely horrible. It looked like something out of a Tim Burton movie. Lisa's the one doing the landscape around the pond, so I said to her, man, this just looks like $50 went down the drain. And she says, nope, it's just getting used to its new home. Be patient. It'll be fine. Well, wouldn't you know it? She was right. And she'd be the first to tell you that she's always right. Yeah, it took a couple of months, but that bush has popped a bunch of new leaves, and I'm sure by next spring, it'll look absolutely beautiful. The plants in your aquarium might do the exact same thing, but the critical thing is that you don't panic over this. When you add a plant to your aquarium, it has to adapt to its new environment just like your fish do. It has to get used to the parameters of your water versus the water from the supplier, and it has to determine where it's going to get its nutrients from. Some plants will do this fast and suffer no ill effects, but some of them will drop some leaves or melt back all the way down to the roots. The critical thing, I know I keep saying this over and over, but the critical thing for you to do is not panic. It's going to be your immediate instinct to just grab that, rip it out, throw it away, and go buy a new one. And in some cases, that's the right thing to do because the plant did die. But a lot of times you'll be throwing away a perfectly good plant that was just going through some growing pains. My advice is if you see leaves that have turned yellow, clip those off and move on. If you've planted something like Crips and all the leaves are yellow, don't be afraid to just cut them all down, but don't pull out the roots. Leave them in there, and I bet you'll be surprised when in a couple of weeks you start seeing some new leaves pop up, and you'll be thinking, whoo, I sure am glad I didn't throw that thing away. Plants melting back isn't something that happens with every single plant, but it does happen from time to time. And if it does, don't panic. Just clip off those yellow leaves, get them out of there, maybe throw some fertilizer in there to help it out, especially in a brand new aquarium, and just let it settle in and do its thing. It will come back to life and start to grow and be beautiful, I promise. And the last thing that will happen in every single aquarium, it is inevitable, and this is something that is horrible. It sucks, it's terrible, and it's probably made more fish keepers quit than anything else, except for fish dying. That's algae.
You already talked about algae, you silly goose.
That's true, but I was talking about diatom algae. Now we got to talk about all the other algae. If we're being honest with each other, algae is something that should have its own video. And there really isn't any reason to do that because, well, it's a video that's been made about 3.6 million times by every aquarium channel that's ever uploaded videos, including mine. I'll put a card right here. But I don't want to just send you away to another video, so let's cover the basics. Think of algae like a plant. What are the two main things that make plants grow and are present in every single aquarium? Nutrients and light. And if you have too much of either one of those things, you're giving algae exactly what it needs to thrive. So many fish keepers, especially in the very beginning, want to run out and grab the super brightest, most advanced, craziest light they can find. And to be honest, I don't blame anybody for doing that because I like a nice bright tank too. But if you pummel your aquarium with light, you're giving algae exactly what it needs. Nutrients that promote algae growth will be from fish waste and uneaten food. So many new fish keepers give their fish way too much food because watching fish eat is one of the most exciting parts of this hobby, and I get it. But if you're throwing all that food in there, you've just got to be aware that there's ramifications for that. Just follow the rule of only giving fish what they can eat in the first minute and try to resist feeding them every time you walk by. And don't leave your super bright lights on for 18 hours a day, especially in the beginning. Let things balance out and you should be fine. So there you have it. There's some things to think about that are almost guaranteed to happen in every single aquarium. And you're now ready for it. Come back and see us next week because we're going to talk about maintenance and feeding, and then the real fun begins. Don't forget, if you know someone that could use our help with their aquariums or could use being introduced to aquariums to help them out with their issues, email Lisa and I at kgboxesofwater@gmail.com. I can't wait to see your suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you next week and in that series the following weeks. I don't know when those videos are going to go up, but I can tell you this, they're not going to go up until they're ready. Yeah, we've already recorded a couple of them, and I can't wait for you to see them. It's going to be fun. Subscribe so that you don't miss it. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.